well, that sometimes with this platform in particular, it will it won't tell you how many people you have on there. It just says 0 for viewers, but we could have 80 or 90 viewers on there and not even realize it.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, yeah, that's happened before. And what usually I have to do is ask people to comment in the comment section if they're on.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah, I can
yeah,
answer their questions.
yeah. Can you see the comment section?
Comment section, let's see. Menu, share, setting. I guess, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Messages
Good,
from
good,
audience will
good.
display here. Okay, I see it. Yes.
Yeah. So if anybody has questions, they can type in and talk to us on there.
Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I want to see how many people I can help.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if we do have any viewers on there, feel free to write in the comment section and say hello to us because we'd love to hear from you. Um, yeah. So can you tell me a little bit more about holistic health?
Yes, of course. So I'm a holistic health practitioner. The company name is Nature's Treasures, but my website address is stepstowholeness.com, and two is not the number two, it's TO. My telephone number is 661-402-7125. If you can make a note of it. If you have questions, you can later on call me. I usually offer 15 minutes complimentary consultation to see if I can help the person. And I have been in this line of work for the past 17 years. I help people from the age of 3 months all the way to 90 years old. And
Oh, that's
holistic
awesome.
and holistic health is about preserving your health and finding the root cause of any type of illness. What is the root cause? Every single illness has a root cause. It can be emotional, it can be different types of stresses, it can be nutritional deficiency. So I work on those. I'm also a spiritual healer. So when
Uh,
I talk to the
yeah, the Holy
person,
Spirit will tell you those things. He really
yes,
does.
so
I've had a lot of health issues in my lifetime. I've had a couple brain surgeries. I've had a lot of surgeries. I had cancer,
oh,
all kinds of stuff. So,
oh, wow.
on a medical level, there's been times where doctors haven't been able to figure out my issues because they're like, you're just so different. So,
Yeah, yeah.
because of that, I rely a lot on God and the Holy Spirit to tell me what I need to
I
do and
love
show
it.
me things in passing. Like I had thyroid disease, and there's certain things that would come into my path or show me. The Holy Spirit would show me what I needed to take for vitamins or supplements or that kind of thing, or what kind of foods I needed to eat. So I get that.
That's awesome. I'm so
Yeah,
happy to have relationship with our Jesus.
yeah.
Um, that's awesome. And another thing that I teach my clients is not to say that they have. When you say you have, no one can take it away from you. So we need to be very smart and also awakened, not to say I have this disease. We say there is this disease.
Oh,
This disease is what? This is. There is no ease. There is no um, um, peace in our body, and just body just goes haywire. Everything just gets out of balance. And that's where I come in and I help the person to bring everything into balance.
and to see the bigger picture.
Yes, definitely. I ask a lot of questions. I find out how they were born. Even when a child is born through C-section,
Hmm.
we need to support that gut. Why? Because when a baby does not come through the canal, the baby
Mhm.
does not have the good bacteria in their gut. When the baby goes through
Oh,
the canal, what he does or she does starts opening the mouth and takes in through the mouth and through the face all the bacteria that is in the birth canal.
oh,
Yes.
I didn't
And
know that.
yeah, yeah, isn't that interesting? So
It
that's what we
is.
need. Yeah, that's where I go. So there is also, we always say there is a connection between gut and the brain. So
Yeah.
where is that disconnect? What happened? Why do we not have that connection anymore? That's where I come in and I find out. So one of the things that the person can experience is, let's say, depression, and what are the foods that they are eating that is causing that disconnection.
Oh, okay. I never thought of that before, honestly.
Yes,
That's
yes.
interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and then we also need to remember that when we talk about stress, everybody is stressed, right? Everybody, oh, I
Yeah.
am stressed. Oh, there is stress. Oh, this stress. Oh, that stress. Everyone
Hmm.
is stressed, but they don't know that we have five different types of stresses. So I explained. So when we say stress, it's not just emotional stress, right? Emotional stress means
Physical.
that you had an argument with your husband or a friend or a child that affect you emotionally.
Hmm.
Right? And that stress, it affects, we think that we went through stress yesterday, we had an argument with this person, or let's say a child, a teacher got angry at the child because the child got a C or was not behaving. So that child takes all that information and that affects the immune system, right? And
Oh,
so they carried that stress, and then when they get home, the mom doesn't know what has happened. They have that stress, that print, that like a blueprint. It stays in their body until it heals. How do you heal? The child doesn't know, the mother doesn't know, they don't know how to heal it. So that's
right.
emotional.
So that's considered like a bad stress because there's good stress too to keep us, online and stuff. Because we want to worry, we don't want to worry, but we don't want to live life nonchalantly, like nothing
Oh yeah,
matters.
yeah, yeah. Good,
So
good.
that's one of the bad stresses, and then
Yeah,
there's the good stresses.
yeah.
Okay.
Good stress, meaning there is no such a thing as emotional good stress.
Oh,
You can be
okay.
aware of it, but not be stressed. You can be aware of your bills, but not be stressed. You say, okay, God, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. I love you,
Yeah.
and I'm going to pay for it. And if I'm looking my financial statement and I don't have enough money there, God, please provide, open the doors, give me ideas. What can I do? What can you do for me to bring money into that checking account so I can pay this bill? Instead of saying, oh my God, I have $50 and I don't know where I will bring the money. That's stress. Okay. And
Right.
good
Right.
stress is when you go in your shower and you turn on really hot water and you go underneath that you can't handle, and then cold water. So your body goes under stress. That's a good thing. When you go through
Oh,
that type of
I do that
stress,
all the time, actually. I love that.
yeah, I can't handle it. I can't do it. I don't like cold water. I want
Oh,
hot. I will go
no.
on there. Not cold. It
It's like cryogenic therapy or something, isn't that called?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a good stress. It increases your immune system. It affects your immune system in a good way.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Then we have physical stress. What is the physical stress? You exercise, you hurt your shoulder, your leg, your knee, you get into an accident, a car
Or
accident, or
sports. Or,
motorcycle accident, horseback riding, you fall off a horse. I hope not.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Or sprain an ankle or something. Yeah.
yeah, that's physical stress. And then we have nutritional stress, right?
Okay.
Nutritional stress when we eat foods that are not good for our body. So New type of foods that are full of lectins that your body cannot handle, gluten, glyphosate, you know, and
Sugar.
all our crop is being sprayed with glyphosate, and we need to be careful. That's a nutritional stress, right?
Yeah,
So
there's actually certain foods that I know I should not eat and I should avoid 100% because I get so sick when I eat
yeah,
that, like grease and sugar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Grease, the reason you have stress because of grease is you have to look at your bile. Look at your gallbladder. Have you supported your gallbladder? Do you take any vegetables that thin your bile? You know, so you have to think about that.
Oh, no, I never even thought of that. Okay.
So, and
Huh.
then we have electromagnetic stress. So, electromagnetic stress is all the wires that are around us. And luckily, I moved to an area where I don't have any wires close by. They are more than
Oh, like what do you call them? Like big power line things and stuff, you know?
the power lines, the 5G towers that are being installed everywhere, you know,
Mhm.
are those are no. That's very dangerous to our body. Our cell phones. And what do you notice? I noticed that parents are buying cell phones like a watch for their children. I
Oh,
saw one parent last week, a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, both of them very proudly wearing that and tapping. You know, they think that it's fun, but it's not.
oh yeah, them watches that have a phone in them. Yeah, that's really bad for them, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is.
Physically.
And when I told the mom, she said, "Oh no, that's only for school. They don't wear it every day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
It's
matter."
true. Right. And they tell you, I remember years ago hearing that you shouldn't keep your phone near you while you're sleeping. You know, a lot of people
Exactly.
keep it right next to their head, and you know, they say it should be like out of your room
Yeah,
completely, or
yeah.
at least like 10 feet away from you, so that you don't get that the
EMF,
negative. I don't know what you call it. You do, but
EMF, EMF, electromagnetic fields. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and it's really bad for you. I've heard some. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad you're bringing that to people's
So
attention
those
because
are
there's
the
a lot of
stresses.
kids.
And then what happens now, it's a winter time, those stresses affect our children and they get colds and flus. Yes, they get interacted with their schoolmates. So everybody has stress. All those kids that come to school, they are stressed. So the early morning stress is when the mother gets up and rushes them. Come on, let's go. We are in a hurry. You know, we have to get you to school. And the kid woke
Oh,
up, you know, they want to stretch,
they're so stressed.
they want to drink their tea, but there's no time. You will have your tea in the car. Come on, let's go. That's a stress. So the day starts with stress.
Yeah,
So instead
yeah.
of the parent preparing in the evening for everything and getting up instead of 7:30 to get to school at 8 o'clock, get up at 7 o'clock or 6:45 or whatever, you know, and so you don't rush your child and you are not rushed. Everything is prepared. All I have to
Mm.
go to the refrigerator, take their lunch box and my lunch box. I am ready. Let's sit down and have a bite for of
Yeah.
breakfast and tea, and talk about how was your evening. Did you sleep well? I love you. Give them a hug. Let's pray. You know, just start the day with focus, with patience, um, uh, with ease, with peace. You know, so we don't.
So I'm so glad you brought that up because when my kids were growing up, my kids are adults now, but when they were growing up and I had to get them up in the morning, I always got up an hour before my kids did
Yeah,
because I knew I needed that time to be in a good mood when my children woke up.
yeah,
I didn't want to bring any negativity upon them when they woke up.
yes,
So I would take that hour just to have to myself. And I still do it to this day, but I don't do it because of the kids. I do it for my own peace of mind and, you know, read the Bible and pray and, you know, that kind of thing. I still have that hour that I've always taken throughout my whole life
yes.
to reduce stress in my life. So,
That's good.
but I'm glad you brought that up because now looking back in retrospect, I wish I had done that with my children and got them up at extra hour early too,
Yeah.
so they can relax as
Yeah.
well.
Well, I have done
They're not
that too. I didn't know when I had my children. I
mm,
became holistic health practitioner 17 years ago, and my kids were already older. I didn't do
yeah.
much, and I did a lot of things wrong. I remember I gave them ding dongs, pizza. I remember
I
we drank
know, it's
Coke and
SpaghettiOs.
Coke and 7 Up. When they had temperature, I
Yeah,
would call the doctor. The doctor would say, "Oh, add a little bit of water in 7 Up and give it to them." What?
I know,
7 Up?
sugar.
Um, yeah.
Um,
So,
in hindsight.
so I did a lot of things wrong. Um, so
Yeah.
when a child is stressed, uh, the babies and toddlers have 8 to 10 colds a year before they turn
A lot.
8 to 10 colds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of colds before they turn 2 years old.
Yes.
And then when they go to kindergarten, they have 12 colds a year. So as a parent, they can prevent that.
Yeah, so that's something I was going to ask you about is what about like what can parents do to help with, because I know a lot of kids get like ear infections and sinus infections, ear, nose, and throat type deal, and respiratory infections because of colds and stuff. What can they do to help prevent that a little bit for their children?
So number one thing is sugar. Get rid of sugar, any type of sugar. Not,
Okay.
we think that chocolate, let's say, is healthy, but we don't give
Mhm.
chocolate to our children. Those chocolates are laden with chemicals, lead especially, and they are
Wow.
full of lecithin, sugar. They are not. By the time that cacao, that is very healthy, you can take a cacao bean and chew, and that's very healthy. By the time it
Yes.
goes through the factory and becomes capsulated in little beautiful, uh, uh, crunchy papers, it's already a chemical. It's not good food. So
Yeah,
think about
yeah.
that. Choose the right chocolate for your children. Get rid of sugars, get rid of pastries, make your own pastries at home, make your own cakes at
Mhm.
home. I didn't know. I talked to a lady at a bakery. She said all those cakes that you buy from bakeries, they use shortenings to put the cream, to make the cream, shortening cream,
Mhm.
and we are giving it to our children, and of course there is a lot of sugar. So oils are important. What kind of oils we give to our children? Olive oil is the best, but you don't cook with olive oil, you cook with grapeseed oil. People still
Oh.
are using mazola oil, shortening, mayonnaise that is not homemade. If you make it homemade, it's healthy because you're not using.
Mhm.
We need as parents to learn how to read labels. It's extremely important when you go to the store and we look at packaged foods. Basically, we shouldn't have any packaged foods in our pantries, no canned foods in our pantries. And what we do, it's easy. We just open can of beans, and voila, we have a meal. But that's wrong. Our beans, we have to get dry beans and then soak them for 2 3 days and then cook them. There are so many
Yeah.
complex things that we need to know in order to raise a healthy child.
Right, right. Yeah. The healthier they are, then I guess the less they're gonna get sick.
Of course, of course. Again,
Yeah,
think about the
yeah.
immune system. If you keep the immune
It's
system
better
healthy,
food.
they're not going to get sick. So it's not the germ that makes us sick, it's the
Hmm.
environment. So if our
And
inner environment is not clean, of course it will invite germs. Just imagine there is a swamp right under your window. You open the window,
oh,
there are
mosquitoes galore. Yeah.
flies flying,
Malaria.
flies flying in, and what do? You constantly kill the flies, right? But the
Yeah.
swamp is still there. What you need to do is
Yes.
drain the swamp.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, get rid of it,
Yeah.
and you won't have the flies. So same thing with our
Mhm.
system. In order for our immune system to be strong, we need to get rid of that swamp that is inside us.
Right. Okay. So my mother is very, she's not like a holistic health doctor or anything like that, but I know growing up and even now, she's always thought of food as medicine.
Yes.
Um, so that kind of I adhere to as best I can. I do have my weaknesses, of course, but I think as our guts get healthier, the less we crave things like sugar and grease
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. It's
so-
everything is in moderation. Everything is about healthy food, quality food, quantity of the food. So if the food is not quality, then the quantity will increase. So if you're not eating good quality grass-fed meat, you will tend to eat more of that meat because it's not satisfying. It's not uh, it's not telling your brain, okay, you're full, you know, and you have enough, so stop eating, because you won't be hungry when you eat quality food.
okay. You know, I did, um, I don't want to call it a diet per se, but I did this thing for a few years where I only ate meat, vegetables, fruit, roots. So there's only certain things that I ate. A very clean diet. And I felt really good during those years. And I didn't eat a lot because of it. I felt, like you said, satisfied.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
we can't generalize, like the foods that you are eating is good for everyone. So everyone has
Mhm.
different needs. Um,
Okay.
whatever I am telling you, it's kind of generalized, but it's good for everyone. So, like the sugars, don't eat sugars, it's for everyone. Even a diabetic
Right.
person should not be eating sugar. What
Right.
happens, their diet, if you look at their diet, everything is about sugar. And it's interesting.
Yes.
In our church, we have a lady who goes for kidney dialysis twice a week, and I help her once a week, 2 times a month. I help her. And when I took her last time, this is what I got. I don't know if you can see it. So here it says scary choices. This is scary.
Hmm.
These are better choices. So in the better choices, can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see the better choices? Safe choices. Look what they have under safe choices.
I have to get it a little closer.
You can see.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So this is, can you see it? Safe choice. Can you see cranberries, nerds,
Yeah,
lollipops,
fruit, lollipops.
candy corn, gummy
Oh,
bears,
wow.
apple, and then donuts, peppermint patties,
Wow.
and then
They have
Starbucks,
that at the McDonald's.
Starbucks and Skittles. Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. Candy corn is pure sugar.
Everything is sugar. And when I saw it, I said, "Oh my God! This is crazy. This is crazy." And then
It's safe for
their
choice.
food that they have to eat. This is their food, that their breakfast. I'm gonna read it. For breakfast, they have apple juice and white toast with oatmeal. For lunch, they have grapes, two small cookies, white bread. Dinner, they have cooked rice and then canned peaches. That's what they have
Is this for diabetics?
for diabetics.
Now I understand why my father had to shoot insulin 5 times a day because it was really taking him.
So these dietitians are clueless. They don't know what to give these people. And I believe they are thinking that these people don't have money to go buy food from Sprouts or Whole Foods, let's say. But
Right,
that's not a good assumption. You'd never know. You can tell
right. You know,
organic.
I think vegetables, if you get the right vegetables and you really search, it's actually cheaper to eat vegetables than it is to eat processed food.
Exactly. Exactly.
It really, really is.
Instead of rice, they can offer buckwheat. Instead of rice, they can say chia seed. Do chia seed at home. Just mix it with water and eat it. Flaxseed. All
Yeah.
take 1 tablespoon of olive oil, just gobble it down every night. I don't see that. You know, so
Uh,
so I caught it. I caught it, and it's amazing. If I
are
don't
you helping her with
have
that?
this as an example to show it to my clients, because when I tell them, sometimes they are in unbelief. They don't believe it. Oh, really? I don't
Shock,
think so. Yes, I think so.
shock. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. People can die from that. Like ketoacidosis and stuff, and like, yeah.
They just don't know. These diabetics don't know how to balance their blood sugar, unfortunately.
Right. No, my father didn't know how to balance his blood sugar. He eat whatever he wanted and then use the appropriate amount of insulin to bring down his blood sugar.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like a Band-Aid, but then, he just got worse and worse.
Yeah, I didn't talk about chemical stress. We are also stressed from
Okay.
chemicals. There are so many chemicals that surround us. Chemicals, just the food in the chemicals in the food, sorry, and the chemicals under the sink, in the kitchen, under the sink, in the laundry room. So on my website, I have an ebook talking about chemicals. I would recommend everyone to go and download it and read it. And how to
Okay.
read labels. It's important to read labels. Um, Face creams that we put. Where do we put the creams? On our face and our throat, right? So
Yeah.
those creams have chemicals and hormones in them. We are exposed to it.
I
And
never ever thought of that. I
perfumes,
do it every
people,
day. I put lotion on me.
yeah, you have to read the labels. And perfumes. The smell of perfumes, I can't stand it. It
Oh,
bothers
I love it.
me.
I put
I
perfume
never
all
put
over me all
perfume.
the time.
My perfumes are these oils, essential oils.
Oh,
I make my own perfume, so I will put three combination of whatever. I will smell. Oh, it smells so good. And then I'll add it in a bottle and I'll just put it on me.
I would do that if it was honeysuckle. I love the smell of honeysuckle.
Yeah. So why put a chemical that affects your thyroid and it enters your bloodstream? And that it
Oh, so
the
be
other
very
body.
careful. So I should
Yeah, because
avoid perfumes?
I'm sorry,
Should I avoid perfumes on my neck?
completely avoid it. Don't use it at all.
Oh,
Underarm, underarm
okay.
deodorant. Underarm deodorant. Don't
That
use.
can cause like breast cancer, can it?
Yes, of course.
That's what I thought.
So
Yeah.
why? Just think about cancer. Why our children get cancer? Why? Why are
Chemicals and
chemicals?
the air
50
and
years
things,
ago,
the
we didn't have,
environment.
yeah, 50 years ago, we didn't have that many children exposed to cancer.
No. My gosh, it's
Now,
terrible.
constantly we are hearing about cancer. So
Mm.
um, I always say the fittest survives, like in the jungle. Who's the fittest? Lion. Nobody is.
Listen, you gotta be smart. You have to be smart about everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to be
Yeah.
knowledgeable. If you're smart but you don't have knowledge, then it's not going to work. So you need the knowledge.
Right.
We need knowledge in everything, even knowing about the Bible. If we don't have a knowledge about the Bible, we won't have a relationship with God, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Knowledge
And
about food and yeah. So
yeah. So yeah, and, sometimes we're, as a Christian woman, sometimes we're the only Bible that people have. So, just being able to spread the word of God and verses here and there that we, anywhere, like social media, out and about, while we're out and about, sometimes that'll come out in my conversation, just things out of the Bible. So
Yeah.
sometimes we are the only Bible that some people get because they don't have one. So we have to reflect that properly.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm so glad that you came on today.
Yeah. So if we decide when we decide to have another talk, we can go more specific. We can talk about thyroid health. We can talk about um, women's health, hair
Okay.
loss. We'll just take a
Men's
subject
health. Yeah.
specifically and talk about it.
Okay. So yeah. So I like to talk about the whole family, but my organization is based on child and teen wellness. So,
Oh, I see.
um, yeah, and if the whole family is well, then usually the children and the teens are well. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so I like
Yeah.
to focus on all of it, the whole family health. But
Yeah. That's
like
fine.
you said,
And
women's health, men's health, children's health, just different things. Like today, we talked a little bit about diabetics and stuff like that. And, there are a lot of children now that have more diabetes than they ever did, I think.
yeah.
So,
Now they are thinking, I don't know if they want to pass a law or something. They're thinking about doing surgeries on obese children. The for adults, they're doing those surgeries.
oh, like gastric bypass?
Shrinking their stuff. Yes, yes. Now they want to do it for children, on children. So again, as
Oh,
a parent, I wish that you had thousands of viewers right now to
I
know
know, I
how
know.
to take care of
Um,
their children so they don't go through that route.
exactly. And, I, what do you think causes that? Do you think it's just underactive, not enough physical activity
It's
or the
everything.
food? Just a
It's everything.
combination?
Yeah. First, think about stress. All those five
Mhm.
stressors, think about that. The parent needs to figure out what type of stress the child has. If they don't, they come to me. And then the nutrition, number two, and exercise, number three. Kids
Mhm.
don't exercise. Kids don't go out. Look
No,
how
they're
many
always on their
people,
phone.
yeah, how many people live in apartments and they are too lazy, especially during winter. They don't go out at all because it
Too
rains, it
cold.
snows, it's too cold. They don't want to go out. And all those games, they should get rid of those games. Kids don't need TV, they don't need games. They need
I
to
didn't
create.
allow them. They
Yeah,
were allowed videos in
they
the
need to
house.
create. Yeah, I remember when my children were growing up, I have daughters, I would always go to a library or a bookstore. Read, read, read. They were
Yes,
constantly reading. Of course, they were going horseback riding, they were taking those lessons, and they were in a swim
going to
team.
the park.
Four
Yeah,
o'clock in the morning, they had to get up and go swimming because they were preparing for competitions. Um, but
yeah, fun stuff.
yeah, and um, now, and then I didn't buy them any toys. They didn't have toys, maybe few. I could just count before five of them. But then I had a friend who had four kids. One room was full of toys. My kids just loved it. When they went there, they could play with all kinds of toys. But when they came home, it was a book, you know. And
But they probably didn't need it at home because they were
they did
used to a
not
certain way of life.
Yeah, they did not need those toys. Instead, she could have bought few items and gave it to them to make things,
Right.
to make a card, to make a, I don't know, like my kids, I would go out and collect stones, rocks, collect leaves, and bring them home, and then create, projects. And
Yeah,
I
yeah. I do that with kids with bottle caps, like water bottle caps, and we make pictures out of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Buying toys from the store, going to the toy store, you know.
Yeah.
It's I like just think about when you were a child and when I was a child. Did we have that many toys? No.
No,
I love
no.
to have a
We
I
had snow, we had dogs.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had my dad made me a table, and what I did, I would bring dry peas and I would crunch it, add water, and pretend to make a cake out of it. And I would invite my friends. We would sit around that table and we would pretend that we are eating that cake.
Right. That's what, yeah, it's good to use your imagination, and kids
Yeah,
just don't do that anymore. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then also like with my brothers, they would go and cut piece of wood and they would play this game with wood sticks. They would put it in the ground in dirt. They will make the dirt, they will add
Yeah.
water, make it into mud, and they would stick that um, wooden stick in the mud, and then the other person
Yeah.
would try to hit it so this stick will fall,
Knock it
and
out.
then that if it falls, then this person collects that wood, so he has now two wood sticks.
Yes,
So
the
that
one with
was
the most
fun,
sticks would win.
fun. And then my brother would come home with the bundle of sticks. What are these? I want them. I want them.
Exactly. So that's what's so fun about childhood. We really need to get back to the basics of life,
Exactly.
honestly.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would create their own game, or they would get a wire and then make it into a circle, and then another wire, put it on the circle, and then push it like a bicycle. They would run with it, and that circle would,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that circle
Yeah.
would go.
I see kids do that now. I've seen that
Oh, you have,
like
I
recently.
haven't seen
Yeah.
any kids doing that.
Playing with like a hoop, and then they push it with the sticks.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was fun for them. There were no games. That was their game. So we need to
Yeah.
encourage our children to get out and create their own things.
And have
And
fun
have
and
fun.
play and go to the park and
Yes.
do great
There,
things.
there is
Play tag.
there is a show that I'm watching. It's called Young Voyagers. These parents, American parents, young parents, they do homeschooling for their two girls, and
Okay.
they sold their house, moved to Italy, to Sicily. On a mountain they bought this cabin, and they are renovating it, and their children
Hmm.
are running around creating things using the wood that their father used, and it's just amazing. I love it. I love how she's
Yeah.
using those little voyagers.
What's the name? Young Voyagers?
Young voyagers, yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. What is it on a specific station
On
or
YouTube. I
YouTube?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, Young
It's
Voyagers
very
on
cute.
YouTube. We'll have to
And
check
the
that out.
process that they go through, they have traveled everywhere in the world, and they decided
Uh-huh.
to live in Italy. So
That's great.
it's not even a
That's
cabin,
great.
it's a barn. It's a 200-year-old barn.
Oh, they
Yeah.
must have so much fun in that.
So just
Yeah.
imagine these kids, how healthy they are. They live on top of the mountain. They breathe good quality air. They eat good food, and they create their own games.
Healthy, healthy, healthy. It reminds me of my childhood, honestly. My grandmother and they had an old barn too, and we used to go through there and see all the old equipment, all the old antique stuff in there. It was amazing. It was fun. Yeah.
I am getting this message. It says there is no connection. Could it be that you have issues on your side? That's why people are not joining?
No, it says it's going live. We're 39 minutes in. One day we had 89 viewers and it said we had 0 viewers. So we could have viewers. If anybody's out there and watching us, go ahead and type a message, ask us a question, um, say hello. Okay. So this has happened before, but we should have some people on there. I'm surprised no one's writing anything.
Yeah.
But if they do, I will, this automatically goes on to my YouTube and LinkedIn. So if they have any questions, they can write under there and I can get them in touch with you.
Yeah. Would you mind sending me your link so I can go and share that with my friends?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And I'll put in the comment section your phone number and all that stuff, how to get a hold of you.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was nice talking to you. And is it Raya?
Yes, it's Raya. Yes.
Raya, Raya. Okay. I put you as Dr. Raya.
No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not.
Oh,
No. So
not a doctor.
please,
You're a holistic practitioner.
yeah, please correct that. I don't want to have
I
issues
will.
with,
I will. I'll correct that.
yeah.
All right. So I think I can do it right here. I don't want to do it while we're going live, but um, yeah. All right. I'll correct that. And I hope you have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. You
And
too. Please,
I will connect you on LinkedIn.
yeah, and pray for me. I would appreciate that whenever you remember.
Absolutely, I
Yeah,
will pray for you.
from
Um,
attacks from the enemy, for peace for all of us. Yeah, and for
mm,
freedom for all of us.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Okay.
100%. We all need that.
Yes. Wonderful.
The good Lord is with us.
Thank you so much for hosting me. I appreciate your time and God bless you. Take
God bless you too.
take care. Bye bye.
You too.